Hey there. So, continuing the theme sparked by Tom Ferry when he looked at my one rental at a time and said, "Hey, this is my favorite section, your 21 key takeaways." He actually coached me up and said, "Hey, you should create a video for each of those 21 key takeaways." So, here we go with number four. Number four is really the one that I kind of look at as everybody talks about it, but nobody kind of tells you how, and that's to do your homework. One of the things I've seen out in the real estate business is, they talk about a multifamily or single family homes or syndication or land or storage, but all of these different really ways to buy or things to buy, but nobody really talks about doing your homework. And I didn't really appreciate what we were doing in the beginning. You see, I had never been to the market we chose to invest in, didn't know anyone when we started, and we just got committed. So I looked at my market every day for 10 years. Now, when I started, I was very, very, kind of myopic, and I looked at one or two zip codes and really only one property type because, of course, I never knew any different between a 3 bedroom, 2 bath, or maybe a 4 bedroom, 2 bath home. It's all I ever lived in. And I didn't think I could buy anything else. I didn't know. But it was really the element of doing your homework that allowed us to make good decisions and continually make decisions as the market changed, right? If you read our story, right, we talk about starting in '03 and we didn't exit until 2018 from retirement from the rat race. So if you know anything, we invested on this side of the market and on this side. And it was because we were comfortable doing our homework. We were comfortable looking daily that we could see the ebbs and flow of the market. We could see when things were topping out. We basically knew what a bad, average, good, and great deal was for our market. Maybe a zip code, maybe a property type. Because again, we looked at everything. And again, we had no special access. I wasn't doing direct mail, didn't have banded sides, didn't have a network to speak of for the first 5 years. And it was because I was comfortable. Daily diligence, 15 minutes a day, always looking and going after it. And this is, when you really look at my course, the course I created after leaving the rat race, that's what I do is I show you how I did my homework, how I learned my market. I believe that learning your market is a skill, and because it is a skill, it is something that can be learned. So I give plenty of examples in the book. We talk about what we were looking for. We talked about how it's evolved. And now, because I've looked every day for so long, I can scan all new listings, old listings, things that come on, price drops in the matter of minutes. But it takes time. Along with doing your homework, I would caution you or coach you to be focused for at least 90 days. Don't go, hey, don't try to compare, I'm just making these cities up, Cleveland with Dallas, Texas, for example. You can't say, hey, I learned Dallas, now let's go look Cleveland. It's all the same. It's obviously not. So I wouldn't, if you've nailed your market and you're looking to go to a new market, do yourself a favor. Do your homework for at least 30 days. Don't come in and think that you immediately find a deal that everybody else has missed. That is arrogance and it will cost you. I truly believe the one thing that we got right with the one rental at a time story is I was willing to be committed and do our homework. I was willing to commit, look every day. I was willing to track everything every day. And, that allowed us to make good decisions. I don't know that I got a great deal every time, but I know we got a good deal every time. And I feel good saying that. So again, if you want to understand your market, you need help. It was really the missing piece in Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right? I've shared many times that Rich Dad, Poor Dad kind of changed my thinking, but it didn't tell me how. So that's what I tried to do with my book, is to talk about how, but also it's exactly what I did in my course. It's how do you learn your market? How do you make good or great decisions? Because again, 99% of the stuff's out there that's not a deal. So how do you find that 1%? So again, that is number four in my 21 key takeaways. do your homework. All right, everybody, take care.